Hey there, my friends. This is Andy. And wow, one of the most horrendous things happened today during my son's graduation over at the Orange County School of Computer Science here in the Placentia Yorba Linda Unified School District. And I would say it's shocking, but it's not when you have a superintendent who's weak and spineless, and you have the California Teachers Association and the APLE controlling the school board, that they would have the very same person who came in to destroy the Orange County School of Computer Science charter school because simply the teachers' unions ordered her. First, they spent thousands of dollars to get her elected and created lies about the candidates that were running against her and used such horrific tactics in order to get her elected. But then she gets elected, and what they wanted her there for was to destroy Orange County School of Computer Science and USI, the Universal Sports Institute, and get Dr. Chernus and Dr. Gates and anybody else that's liked them or worked for them or did good work in the school district during that time, about 2023-ish. And so what I want to know is, why was Quintero allowed at the Orange County School of Computer Science graduation? Why was the very woman who was brought in to destroy it then allowed to be on the stage? This may be overused, but I'm going to add a little bit to it. But this is much like an arsonist who sets a fire where homes are destroyed, land is destroyed, people's lives are put in danger. And then after the fire's put out, a couple months later, they put together an awards banquet to honor all the fire personnel who were involved in putting out the fire and risked their lives, and inviting the arsonists to the awards banquet to hand out the awards. That's no different. Tricia Quintero and Marilyn Anderson and the superintendents at the time, including this nitwit that's over there on the left, I forget his name, I think it's Musanero or something like that, Musanero, were probably the 2 and 3 most active in suspending Dr. Chernus, suspending Dr. Gates, suspending the principal that created Orange County School of Computer Science, and anybody else that they thought was a threat to them in tearing down Orange County School of Computer Science. They punished in one way or another, or they moved them to different schools. They didn't allow for funding when it was needed to allow the school to flourish. And then Carrie Buck was also involved heavily in pressuring and harassment of personnel and the principal at the time, so much so that the principal finally just says, "I've had it. Why would I come to work just simply to get harassed in regard to building a school that was actually going to teach children how to read, write, count, and think, and more about AI, about building robots, about a lot of other things that simply weren't being done at the other schools." But Tricia Quintero, Marilyn Anderson, and Carrie Buck could not have that, or at least their handlers over at the teachers union told them that they needed to destroy it because the teachers union couldn't have it. They couldn't have a school that was prospering. And it was prospering, even in its first year, even in its first 6 months. And as with any business, because I've been a business owner of a few businesses, as with any new project you put together, there's things that you try to do but have to fix or change or make specific changes to whatever it is you're doing. And even with some of the glitches or hitches it had with creating a brand new way of teaching and new innovative programs within the school, even with that, the kids were flourishing in a very short period of time. So much so that at a round table teaching session, I think they call it, they may have another name for it, at the school board, where the person who actually put it together didn't have an opportunity to speak because they suspended her. It's the craziest thing. The leadership, the vice principal, and I think at least a few teachers. I'm not really sure how many. Maybe 3 or 4 teachers were there. They were able to come in and talk about how great the school was doing, regardless of some of the glitches that were going on. And how I know it was doing well is because Carrie Buck let slip out, wow, can we have some of these things happen at the other schools? Shouldn't we make what is creating success at OCSCS? Shouldn't we make those same programs over at the other schools? And she let that slip out during the meeting. She never said it again, because I'm sure she got spanked by the teachers union, the APLE and the CTA, and probably said, "Hey, you can't say that. You can't give them anything positive." And yet they went on to, even though out of that round table meeting, that they were able to show that the school was prospering and doing well, and children were doing well, and again, regardless of any hiccups. And they were simply asking for funding, for the funding that they needed to make sure that the school would continue. Alongside that was USI, which was also in the same building. They simply wanted that destroyed too. So they kind of go hand in hand because they occupy the same land. And Marilyn Anderson, Carrie Buck, and Quintero, who was brought in to simply destroy Orange County School of Computer Science, continued to do so. And essentially what was happening was it was a bait and switch to the parents who brought their kids to Orange County School of Computer Science that overwhelmed enrollment in signing up for the school, regardless of everything that the teachers union was trying to say about it. They just simply wanted to destroy it. That's all they wanted to do. So Tricia Quintero was elected with the help of the California Teachers Association, specifically to destroy any hope the Orange County School of Computer Sciences would succeed. And again, back to what I was originally going to say, is that what ended up happening is there was somewhat of a bait and switch to the parents, especially the parents that didn't know what was going on. The parents came in and enrolled their kids and brought their kids from other jurisdictions and districts to that school specifically because of what it promised, and then Quintero took it all away. So you had a bait and switch of people, and I got emails from them and text messages from them. What's going on at Orange County School of Computer Science? Why is this happening? I brought my kid over here because I wanted them to experience what originally was told to us that we were going to experience, but now it's not anything like they told us. Why are these teachers suddenly being moved and suspended? Why is the superintendent being suspended? They would meet me in the hallway as I would go there, and I was asked to speak at Orange County School of Computer Science a few times. And people were asking me, what's going on? I go, what? They wanted to ask me what's going on. And I would tell them, it says Quintero, Anderson, and Buck. That's what's going on. They can't have this school succeed. They must tear it down. And then so it was really horrific. I don't know whose idea it was or whose decision it was to allow the arsonist, Tricia Quintero, onto the stage today, but that was a middle finger to every parent who moved their kids to that school because they thought they were going to get something that they didn't end up getting because of her and because of Marilyn and because of Carrie. So today was horrific. I want to know whose idea it was to have, everybody knows. There's nobody that doesn't know that works for Orange County School of Computer Science, that works for the school district, the Placentia Yorba Linda Unified School District, that doesn't know that Tricia Quintero specifically was brought in to do this, along with Marilyn and Carrie Buck and the other nitwits that were involved in whatever it was that their role was in bringing down the school. Acting superintendents or temporary superintendents they brought in just specifically to do one thing, and that is destroy the hope the Orange County School of Computer Sciences had. So I don't know who you are who made this decision. Probably Kim is the one, but you knew what you were doing. You were giving the middle finger to the parents of those of us that went to that school at the beginning when it was started because of the hope of what it was they were going to create there, and you didn't allow it to happen. You came in and you just went along with it, and then put Quintero up there simply just to give us all the middle finger, and we saw it loud and clear, and that is horrific that you did that, bringing the arsonist to the the fire department awards banquet to give the awards out to the firemen who gave their lives is very much like bringing Quintero to that graduation today. All right, my friends, that's it. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.